Hello everyone, I'm an intermediate volleyball chess player with a professional rating of 1255. So this is game 52. Climb it to 2200 in rapid games on chess.com. It was my last game in a very chaotic manner. I was, I think it was in I think it was it the Sicilian? Yeah, I think it was, no, it was in the London system. I played black against, and that was my first d5 game, and I was winning at some point, and I lost the plot, and I found a very clutch move with rook e1 pinning the bishop, and I was able to get a very beautiful checkmate on the board. So let me start a new game now. I've gotten too many black than I should have, but at this point I don't think there's anything I can do about it. So I'll just play the game as it comes. If it's white, if it's black, I'll just play it. So I'm playing white now. So I'll go e4. I'm playing against someone from Canada. So d6. I have no idea what the system is like. So what are they planning with d6? Oh, maybe they want to play the Nimzowitsch Defense. Maybe. If e5, I go knight f3. And after knight f6, I go knight c3. And after ed5, in ed4, knight takes d4. I think I should be pretty much alright. So I think. So it's saying Nimzowitsch Defense, Mikėnas Variation. And if d5, knight e5, f4, knight g4, h3. I mean, I don't like how that looks like. So probably I'll just defend. I can play knight f3. No, knight c3 I meant. I don't want to rush with knight f3 because of bishop g4. I don't want to give white that extra tempo. So black is aiming to play e5, I guess. Already this looks like a very good threat, but it doesn't do anything. After g6, there's no way for me to take and threaten to take the rook. So okay, if bishop d3, let's say e5. After d5, if knight here now, a3. Okay, so I want to play bishop e3. I mean, maybe bishop e2 is nice. Just having that plan. So there's bishop e2, right? Maybe there's f4, e5, fe5, fe5, e5, knight takes e5. I don't like. If knight f3, there's g4, there's bishop g4, h3, bishop takes f3, queen takes f3, and after e5, maybe I can push d5, but I mean, knight f3 looks good, but I'll just stick with yeah, I'll probably just stick with bishop e3. Maybe I want to get a structure where I'm able to just play f3, protecting the pawn on e4. I mean, because I don't see what e5. After e5, I play d5, and they'll probably have to move the knight again. So white has I mean, there's options of playing this d5, knight here. Maybe I should have just played bishop b5 on that turn. So if I play d, I do want to play d5, and if knight b4, bishop b5 check, bishop d7, which I'm very certain they are going to play. I want to play e5. Yeah, let me just play d5. Okay. They want to strike with x6, c6, opening the pawn structure. So if I play bishop b5 now, c6, dc6, knight takes d6, bishop takes d6, bc6, and I think probably that's precisely better for black. So bishop b5 comes to mind, but after bishop d7, do I just move back my bishop? It seems that that's what I want to do. Yeah, I mean c6 now. Yeah, I mean queen d2 now, castle king side, queen side I meant. So I don't have any options of trading the bishop. I have no plans of trading the bishop. I don't. I mean, there's ideas of f4 now. Yeah, it just doesn't feel right for me to just trade the bishop. That's why I'm moving to the bishop. Maybe I should have just traded it, but I mean, so they are aiming for b5. If a4, b5, ab5, ab5, rook takes a8, queen takes a8, I have bishop takes b5. So I think I can play a4. I mean, good luck to them developing. So they decide to go for this. So take, bishop takes, queen takes, knight takes b5. No, I probably should bishop takes, knight takes, and there's queen b7. If queen b7, so what I'm calculating is ab5. They could do ab5, bishop takes b5, bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes. Okay, so ab5, bishop takes b5, bishop takes b5, ab5, queen takes a8, knight takes b5, and there's queen b7. I think I should be able to navigate my way from there. I mean, now if I'm able to so bishop takes, so I can play queen here, right? I have queen d3. If c6, so I can play queen d3. c6 doesn't work because of knight d6 check. So if queen d3 now, what is their plan? Yeah, then I'm able to just win the queen. So that's why I said c6 doesn't work. I'm glad I was able to have this tactic at hand. Yeah, so I will take. So I'll take now. I mean, this is just completely winning. So they've accepted the chart. So it says, I'm sorry, I can't accept the rematch at the moment. So they blundered. I mean, black played pretty passively, but at the end they rushed. I think they could have just hold on and calculated c6, but it was nice for me finding that anyway. So I'm pretty sure I messed it up at some point. Yes, it says I've messed it up. Made a big inaccuracy. I played like a 1600. So what was the mistake happened? So here was nice. Knight c3 wasn't the best move. I should have go with d5 immediately. So d5, knight e5, f4. This, the reason why I rejected this is bishop g4, h3. Then I saw something like knight f6. And this is just like a reminiscent of the game I played last week in the Summer League classical game. Apparently, I was so scared pushing this many pawns because I just felt like my pawn is just all over and my king is exposed. But at the end of the day, when I check with the engine, it's still very much playable for white because black is wasting an extra tempo. They're going to find it difficult to defend, to develop their piece, and probably that's why I should have just gone for it. So, and another reason why I rejected f4 is after knight d7. So I can just develop normally, and if c6 now, so c6, then I add c4. If g6 to develop bishop g7, I have knight c3, bishop g7, I have bishop e3, and if knight gf6, then I have bishop e2. If castles now, queen d2 is just a massacre. It's just like castling, I guess, like castle, knight g4, bishop d4. Like positionally, I'm much better. They are going to trade, and they have to play queen b6, okay, c1, knight e4. If they take now, take c5, and the bishop on c8 is just a donut. That's just the conclusion. So f6 was already a miss. I had d5. So d5, I think I played d5, didn't I? Oh, I slow played it. I thought I had d5. Then after this, and after rook g e2, c6, e6, which I thought they were going to play, f4, knight f7, then I have knight d4. If it takes now, e d4, and this is just, you're going to find it extremely difficult to develop this bishop, and this is just fine. So bishop e3 was already a miss, but bishop e3 was the second best move, but it was a miss because I missed an opportunity to just like, gain more space with my pawn. Even knight f3 here is still better doing something like this. I think I've seen structure like this before. So I think the angel was just harsh on me. So here, knight f3, yeah, so it's just like transposing back into something like if it really does, if I take, if they decide to take, I can even take with the queen. Maybe they're going to try something like this. But after queen d2, bishop e7, bishop c, bishop c4, bishop d7, castles, and white is just like so better in this position because the only option is to castle kingside, and with this pawn coming forward, it's going to be extremely difficult for them to defend. So knight c e7 they played. Here f4. Did I consider f4? I think the move I considered was bishop b5 check. Yeah, I think bishop b5 was the best move in this position. f4 was another move. So bishop b5, 6-6. I was expecting they were going to play. After this c6, I thought they were going to put the knight back on c6, and then maybe I could have played queen d3, knight e7. Then my option was to castle queen side, and here I thought after a6 I'll just take, and this is just like an idea in the bed where you just take twice, and after taking, I have queen takes e6, queen takes, rook takes, and after knight f5. No, why would they play knight f5? I thought they could play something like this, but even this, I'm just like clearly better. So I played bishop c4 here was a mistake. f4, even taking on d7, or even queen e2, I planned I was going to make. So queen e2, I said that if they take, I take back with check, c6, and I take on b7, and after rook b8. So here there's no rook b8 because I take on a7 as well. So here there's no rook b8 because I have the option of taking on a7. And I'm just up 2 pawns. You can decide to take, which they have the right to, and after knight f3, or the entry suggests even king d2 is completely fine in this position. The rook looks offside, a4 I guess in some line, or even f4, breaking up in the position, and that would have been winning. So they played a6 here. I knew they were preparing to play b5, and here again f4 was absolutely good. f4, what if they decide to take? I have bishop f4, and after knight g6, bishop d2 is fine, knight g2 is take, and the engine just want me to give up my that square bishop because there's no way for it to further defend except they want to play g6 or g6, putting it on g7, but there's just nothing that kind of bishop is doing. And eventually I'm going to be casting on the queen side, and it's more easier for me to attack. So a6, a4 was not a bad move. It's not the best, but it's not the worst as well. I have queen e2 immediately to so queen e2, b5, bishop d3, b4. Yes, this is why I didn't want to play queen e2, because I just couldn't understand. And f5, I saw from my father they could play f5. Then it says I have bishop g5, and after g6, well, good luck finding what to do. So I played a6 here, and here was a b5 takes. Then I have knight b5 immediately, and after take now, queen takes a1, bishop take, check, king f7. I have queen a7, and after g6, I'm up a pawn. I will soon win this pawn. I have knight h3, bishop h6, and I still have f4 in this position. So taking on a8 was letting go each chunk of my advantage. So the idea is to take on b5, and if they refuse to take, maybe let's say something random as this. So let's say they decide to put something random. The idea is that I have this queen takes and this knight a8 winning the queen, as I eventually did in the game. So knight b5 was much stronger compared to trading, but I saw that after take and here taking with the bishop again was a mistake, because they don't have to take immediately. Bishop takes b5, and what he played, whoa. So the idea was takes, queen a5, I didn't calculate. Then I had knight c3 anyways. But this just makes things a lot better. I'm just up a pawn and they have an active queen. Maybe I play f3 next, g6, queen d2, queen a1 check, queen c1, queen takes c1. I'm just up a pawn, and if they are able to like untangle in this position, maybe I wouldn't be so clearly better. So knight takes b5 instead was best, and after bishop takes, check, king f7, bishop d7 already. If c6 now, bishop takes, knight takes, dc6, queen takes, and I have f3. And like again, my bishop on e3 is much better than theirs. Yes, it's gonna take them here. Maybe they just develop the king to f7 and just give up on castling. But I have a pawn majority here, and all I need to do is just develop this knight, bring the rook to c1, and keep pushing, because it's going to take time for their rook to come into the game. So let me assume so the engine is screaming for a5 after e5, and that's just white's options. It says d5, developing the bishop. I have queen d3, bishop c5, knight h3, knight e7, eventually castles, knight f2, rook takes. I have bishop takes, queen takes, and c3. So the argument is that I'm going to double up my knight is I'm up a pawn, so what is left is that for me to just convert the extra pawn advantage, and that's why bishop b5 was a mistake. So I took, and this I felt like the blunder, and I didn't reply in the best way. Queen d3 was the best move, which I think I played, or queen e2 still, or c4 would have been more appropriate because of so why was queen d3 not good? Because of g6 or because of f5? So if I play f5 and they played g6, then I had queen a4, king f7 still, and c5, dc5. What about this? Then I had d6, c6, d7. If takes now, it's queen. No. What's it saying? Yeah, oh, I think this way. Yeah, I think this way. King takes, and I have queen c2, and I'm up a bishop for black extra pawn, and that should be winning as well. So they made c6 from my file. I knew that was a blunder because of knight c6, which I played immediately, and that was what she wrote. I took on b7 here. Queen b5 was already. Wow, how can I miss mate in 5? I could have just calmed down and calculated queen b5 checkmate, but I was so just tunnel vision on just taking an extra pawn. Mate in 5, this queen b5 check, king c7 only move, even d6 should be winning. If knight c5, let's say f5, I would have queen b7 check. If king here now, if king d6, I think it's just Kelly wins. If king d8, it's just Kelly wins. That's mate in 5. How could I miss this? So I ended up meeting mate in 5, but I'm just up a queen and with a lot of materials, so that is enough to win the game, I guess. So I mean, after king e8, I always have options of playing d6 or even bringing my queen, threatening all sort of attack. So that's game 52. I played again the Nimzowitsch Defense. They messed up the move order, but I was able to take the win. So if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.